Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're selling online like I am, I know you get a lot of questions about how you do things, how you might improve things. So I'm going to occasionally do a video with what I'll call my top 5 recommendations at the moment. Things that are either I'm doing to make more money, be more efficient, save me time, whatever the case may be. But let's get started with number 1.
Yay! Flippin' high Grammy!
Okay, number 1 has to do with descriptions. I have worked a lot harder to get my descriptions thorough, trying to anticipate any question a potential buyer might have. And the reason for that is because if you don't have all the information, a lot of times the buyer is just going to move on. They don't want to take the time to contact you, wondering how soon you'll answer. They're just going to move on. So whenever you have something listed, make sure you've got the measurements, proper photos, clear photos, cover it all. And it also protects you from potential problems with a potential return. eBay is going to obviously side more with you if you have covered all the bases. So make sure you include everything in the description and don't leave anything out. All right, now number 2, I know a lot of sellers that they don't really think it's a big deal, and I wish I was that way. I wish I was more relaxed about it, but that issue is feedback. I'm at peace knowing that eventually all sellers get negative feedback. It's literally unavoidable, but I really work for good feedback, and the simple reason is because when I shop on eBay, I do look at someone's feedback score, and if it is a low feedback rate, a low positive rate, I should say, I will likely go on to another seller. So I work harder probably for good feedback, and I take more precautions. And I'm just going to give you a few examples. I like to think that when people buy items from me, they're opening the box with a smile on their face because they see that I have used clean boxes. I have sealed things in plastic sleeves if they're paper items, so just in case the box would get wet. I want them to see that I took care with their item. Here's another way to protect your feedback. Whenever I list something with any kind of an issue, let's say that something had a chip in it, I will always, before I ship it, I will message them and just make sure they read the description. It's amazing how many people do not read the actual description. And when they respond, I'm good to go. In addition to that, if they don't respond, a lot of people don't even check their messages. You can get their phone number from the order page, and I will text them and just say, hey, I didn't hear back from you, and I just want to make sure. It takes no time at all, but then you've covered yourself, and people often are very happy to get a heads up because they think you care, which I do. We are in the customer service business when we are selling online, so it really prevents a lot of issues down the road, and I would really recommend doing that. Actually, when you give people a heads up and you message them, people are thrilled to hear from you. It becomes more personal. They can see that you care, and it just is all around a better experience for both of you. I still remember when sellers could leave negative feedback. I'm really surprised they made that change. I don't quite understand it. It does seem really unfair, but that's what we have to deal with now. And if you do get negative feedback, it's actually very simple to appeal it. And it's about 50-50. I just had one removed that was it blindsided me, but it was removed. It's easy to do, and I take the time to do it because it is pretty simple. But let me know in the comments below if feedback even concerns you or if you just let it go. I would be curious as to what you think. And number 3, I might be in the minority here, but I no longer accept returns. It has improved my eBay selling tenfold because it is less stress on me. I don't lose some of the money I used to lose by freely accepting returns with really no questions asked. But now it's very cut and dried. If something didn't match my description, I would be forced to take it back. But now, if someone complains about something that they don't like it, or it's amazing some of the excuses or some of the reasons you get for return, like they are treating it like you are Walmart, I don't even really have to answer them anymore. They can't leave you negative feedback for that reason, and it's just all around a win-win. So I wish I would have done that actually sooner, because I think it has simplified things for me. Let me know what you think if you disagree, but it may sound harsh, but I am very, very happy I made that change. And number 4, I wish I had also done sooner, and that is that I now do international sales. For a long time, I shied away from it because back years ago, it was really inconvenient. I used to worry about the journey there. Would the package be okay and everything? Well, now eBay really has the seller's back, and as long as it gets to the hub in the US from where it goes from there internationally, you are basically good to go. If anything happens between that hub and the final destination, it really is no longer your concern. You are covered that way. Not long ago, I had a package that had 4 plates in it. Very strange how only 2 of the plates were in the box, and the buyer was so upset, and I had to try and reassure her that I would never just send 2 plates, and that was that. But either way, she had to accept that it was no longer my responsibility. So those, to me, since the shipping is very inexpensive also because it's only going to Chicago for me because I live in St. Louis, the shipping is inexpensive and the whole process is really easy. So I am happy to make that change and now sell internationally. And finally, number 5 is I have increased the listing price threshold of what I buy at estate sales and yard sales and where I source. It used to be that I would be looking for items anywhere from $20 to $30 that I would list it for on eBay and greater. But now I leave those things at the estate sales or the yard sales, and I move on to things that I would list for $30 and $40 or higher. And it's really simple. It's just going to make me more money. I'm spending less time on cheaper things that I list. And it also gives me room that if I'm going to discount items, I'm still going to make that $20 or $25 amount, even if I discount it. So that has really helped me. I would much rather look and hunt for items that will be listed higher than spending a lot of time on $10 and $15 and $20 items on eBay. If you can go to my shop, obviously, and look at what I sell and what I've sold. But if you see items that I have sold for $15 or $20, that could be items that I bought in a box lot and I thought, oh, I'll list it. They sell anyhow. I might just list it. But when I'm actively seeking inventory, I have made that threshold for only items that I think I can list for $30 to $40 or higher. So that has just really helped me with a higher profit at the end of the day. Hopefully this video helped you in some way. Feel free to weigh in. I love to hear from you. Now go out and make a big profit.